Now, good afternoon, the 13th of November. We are just after 3 o'clock. Now, these are giving out to me a bit. I should have come down a bit earlier, I suppose, but they had lots to eat. But as I said before, the cattle are down there. These Galloways, one sec now, it's gone out of focus. We're back in. These Galloways tend to do their own thing. This is our 2-year-old Galloway, purebred. But anyhow, I'm about to bring down this side to them here now. That's the first load. And as I said in the last video, I have these cattle fenced on. Why is that doing that? It's back in focus. I have these cattle fenced on both sides of that hedge below. So there's a few this side and a few that side. I'm gonna put my first load this side, where it's easy got out, but then I'm going to drive down over here on the far side of that hedge and give them the second load on the far side. Now that could be difficult to get out with the quad, even empty, but I have a winch, so we're going to put it to the test today. I'll tell you the tools that I brought with me that will help alongside the winch. Anytime I'm going into really wet ground, I will bring that stake, a 2-inch pencil as they call them, and my sledge. So for now I'm going to just give them their silage this side, and then we go down and reload and we'll see how we get on. So hopefully we won't have to use that, but if we do, we have it. So I'm going to pause this here now. I'm going to try and get this lady back under the fence where she should be, and she's putting on a lovely hairy coat now for the winter. She's turned out a nice heifer, that one, only her personality annoys me. These Galloways now, they're natural polls, as in they don't grow horns naturally, but they have a big strong forehead and they know how to use it. They're definitely tough cattle. So she's obviously the daughter of my Galloway cow there, but she's rising through the ranks very quick and very fast. She will mow them out if they're in her way, like the mother did. But anyhow, you'll get that every so often, challenges to try and rise through the ranks, especially the young cattle coming in, or calves getting strong. So she's obviously last year's 2-year-old now, coming 2-year-old. Anyhow, these are going mad. I'm going to feed them and I'll be back in a minute. So I have the first load in and I have the heifer back, and they've settled down here now as well. So I'm going to go now and get my next load. The wind is still blowing above, but that's the situation for now. So I'm going to go get the second load and go in the far side there and see who follows me across the hedge to the other side. So we're at the top of the hill now. This is the handiest part. We have our load on the back, and I've come down this steep hill here. Now, at the best of times it's never that easy, but to go straight down the hill. I can't go sideways. So yeah, there's a few ruts here from previous grazers. So as I said, this is the hardest field to get into down here. It's not all like this, so I'm kind of glad when you get it grazed and done and over and done with. This fence here now, yeah, let me just hit the brakes. Handbrake on. Loosen that there. Right, okay. Cattle are in there now. Can I do this with one hand? I'll roll on that. Let me throw this out. problem coming in. Now, well, the problem coming in, it's wet. Wetter than I thought. We're through. So there's another wire to go into here now. Let me just show you what I've just done. Upper mess. Yeah, so this is the wettest corner altogether. That drain comes along here, you see, and there's obviously nowhere else for it to go. And the gap is there. It's a bad place for a gap. It needs to be piped and filled, to be honest. So the water coming down off the hill up here should be able to go right across and out along, and if we go back in focus again, and down to the far side there. But for now I have to try and make do. It's wet here, as you can see. Now look, I'm going to pause it for now, throw out the sides and see how I get on. I'll be back shortly. Right, so I have the last load out, and just like I thought, I'm already stuck. Now I knew that, and to be honest with you, I'm not going to come down here now again, but I just did this to show how handy these winches can be. I'm going to graze this out here, or maybe I'll get a few square bales and throw it out, but I'm not going to bring down the quad. It's just too much bother getting in and out. So I'll be glad to graze this field down really tight and not come back to it until at some stage. But they're in here now, and for the record, I'm not doing any mad harm to the ground. They've already been in here for 24 hours. They've ate all the grass off. Now this is wet like everywhere else in Ireland at this time of year after the rain we've had, and you can see that there's no major harm done or irreparable damage. So they're in here, they followed me across and they're eating their sides. So I'm going to try and get out using this winch, and if my phone will stay focused it would be a great help. So I'm just going back up here now again. I have a ticket over there now. I'll show you what I have done in preparation. Let me fix that fence back. Now she actually bogged down fairly quick. The tyres are getting a bit bald. The tyres are getting a bit bald on this quad now. They're going to have to be changed, I think, soon enough. So that's what I have to go up. You can see she's spinning, and I have the winch pulled out, and I have a stake driven up on the high side there. My stake driven there. Now hopefully this is going to get me out. If it doesn't, I'll be leaving the trailer behind and winching the trailer out from above to get the quad out. So we cancel here now. The wind is blowing. I'm going to have to use obviously my hands, so we'll try and get out first without the winch. So where are we now? Low box, 4-wheel drive on. So there we are, spinning now. So I'm bogged down. So the only hope now is to use this winch. To use this winch while I'm revving. Drive that post further above now because this is a tough pull. It's coming towards me. Let me try it again. Yeah, so let me pause it now and I drive this post again. Right, so right now I'm still in bother. I'm not panicking just yet, but I'm stuck, well stuck. So let's get some winch work going again. Back in focus. so often I'm getting grip and I lose it again. Show you where I am at the minute. So I'm right on the cliff there. With the hard part done, I think. That was an awful mess. Now I did that purposely. I'm not going to come in again. That's the carry on here. I'm not out of the woods yet. Let me just pull that silage out of the way. That's good silage. Right, them tyres are letting me down madly. Here it goes. Bushes and everything. Pause again, see where I am. Handbrake on. Now obviously I don't recommend doing this all the time. This is just showing you the winch, how it can work. Now we're there now. I have the handbrake on. We've all that puddle sorted through it. And we're on the dry bank, but it's steep. So I'm going to pause it here now again, and I'm going to take the stake off and bring it up the hill here more and drive it down again. And that should get me out. So one sec, back in a minute. So I've moved the post up. I put the post in at an angle facing away from the quad to get that bit more strength in the ground. I'm getting out of breath here now. There's the cable and it goes back to the quad here. How you work this is you twist this orange thing here. That's to lock it, and that's to unlock it when you're pulling out the wire, and then to lock it to re-engage it for working the motor. So this is the situation where I am now. You can see how steep it is, and that's the hole I'm coming out of. The nice big tracks I've left behind me. Now this is for experimental purposes. You can see how I'm spinning there. So if you go back at it again, and it's all one-handed too, so not doing too badly. Right, so in. Let me put the tension back on it. Handbrake off. And up we go. And we're out. Fantastic. Now, handbrake on. So we're out. So that is the C-Force 450S 4-wheel drive quad with the winch, and that's why I like to have a winch, because if I hadn't a winch I'd have been making phone calls now to get out of there. I would not have gone in there if I had no winch. So because I had a winch, I can now get down and in there. Now I'm not going to do that every day. The cattle got fed today. I might throw a few square bales of hay in along. I'll come down here and I'll just peg them in for the next few days and then work my way back up. So that's the only hole I have to go into. As you can see now, I'm going back up a mountain again and around where them trees are, all the way down. So that is the story with my quad and having a winch. So all I have to do now is tidy in that winch there. So this is a little trick. Carry that post with you when you know you're going into wet places and a bit of a sledge, and away you go. So while I'm going to go away now, they've had their silage. They're both sides of the hedge in there now, and that'll do them for the evening. So I haven't done any harm to the grass or the land below. It's just this gap that needs to be fixed. You can see the water running there actually now, so that's the problem. It's almost a spring there because there's no source, only that it's bubbling out of the ground. So that's dry looking there. It's dry looking in there, and we've water oozing up. So that's the story. So look, for now we'll say good luck and goodbye.